Larsen.
And Patty.
Whoa!
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh,
That's
I want to see it.
fantastic.
Hey guys.
Steampunk.
Patty.
Hi! Oh my god, I'm really good. Sorry guys, this is my neighbor. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's introduce the live chat, and then we get right to it.
Okay.
So today we are reviewing Patti Larsen's book called Run, and it was so intense. And we have Patti Larsen joining us, and I'm so excited.
I'm really happy to be here.
You look awesome.
Yes, you do
Thank
look. You
you.
look very awesome.
I almost dressed zombie-like for the book, but I thought, no, I'd rather do steampunk.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right. So who wants to start?
Who wants to start?
Okay. Hello, I'm Carlene
Hello.
from New York.
How are you? I love your t-shirt.
Oh, thank you. Who's next?
I'm Emily, and you know me. I'm from New Jersey.
Hi. I'm Marissa. Hi, I'm Marissa.
Hi.
From New Jersey.
I'm Maria from Los Angeles,
Hi, Maria.
California.
Oh, you're way on the other coast. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm Crystal. I'm from New York.
Hi, Crystal. Love your hat. Very cool.
Hi, I'm Angie. I am from New Hampshire, which will be a question that was in the book.
Excellent.
All right. So first of all, how do you guys like the book? 'Cause I was on edge. Like at the beginning, I was just like, okay, what's happening? And then after, I was just like,
Same.
give me 1 second.
I have never had so many questions for a book throughout the entire thing. I was like, what are those? Where is he? What the heck is going on? I was like, you just get thrown in, and I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but this is really creepy. It's really good.
I really like the book. I think the one thing I enjoyed the most was that it wasn't in first person. It's hard for me to get into a book when it's in first person and the characters kind of, I don't agree with them. So I love that this was in third person and I could see everything or read everything without having any being in the character's brain and being like, you're making a stupid choice. I would never make this stupid choice. And I'm reading in your perspective. So I really loved that it wasn't first person.
Okay, this hat is making me hot. I'm sorry. I'm so hot right now. I'm like.
I really enjoyed the book. It gave me a couple of nightmares here and there, probably because I spend so much time in the woods on my own anyway. But, I mean, there was a few times where it was a little difficult because he spent so much time alone, and you didn't have much interaction other than he was running. So a few times it got a little on the dry side, but otherwise it had me on edge / creeped out / not sure what to do anymore. Had to turn the lights on because it was dark, just in case.
Okay. I'll go next. I liked the book a lot. It was really interesting, and for me, I love fast-paced books, and I felt really fast-paced at times, and then sometimes it felt a little bit slower. But it was very on edge. It kept me guessing, and it made me more into the book.
All right,
Maria, you want to go?
Yeah,
Me?
Maria. Yeah.
I thought I already did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I guess that leaves me. It wasn't exactly my type of book. If you can tell, I read a ton of Stephen King, so it had a bit of that feel. But there were times, again, definitely an intense, this is going and going and going, but I almost wanted
to break away from the aloneness and bring more backstory, because I love character development. I wanted to know more about Reed and what the heck happened and how he got there. And the little tidbits that we got as we went along definitely kept me into the book. And I think I hit like 70%, and it was like, okay, I'm done. Go, 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 go. So that was a really great point for me when we started introducing characters who we met and survived. The ones who just died off, I was like, fine, fine, everybody die. But definitely an intense book. But I don't scare easy, so it didn't quite give me the heebie-jeebies that I was hoping for.
Well, it was definitely, like, you know, I looked through some reviews, and it said, you know, it's a YA book. It's definitely not like a 13-year-old book. It should be for like an older YA group. Like, so many kids getting killed. I mean, yeah, there's the Hunger Games, but like, with the amount of kids getting killed by these cannibal zombie things, cannibal. No, it's not the Hunger Games. Yes, Emily did in her face. My sister likes her makeup.
You want to hear a funny story, actually? My mother, when I wrote Run, she was living in Florida for the winter, and she called me and she said, I'm trying to tell the girls about this book you wrote, and this happened and that happened, and the girl and the game, and I'm like, Mom, that's the Hunger Games. She said, yeah. So you wrote that, right? I'm like, Mom, no, Mom. So, yeah, it's funny.
Oh my god.
And actually, this particular series is based on, or not based on, but it was inspired by the old Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my god, I love those movies.
Yeah.
That explains so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that that's explained, it makes so much more sense to me.
It's so
Everybody's
funny.
Maze Runner and the Hunger Games, but that's the comparison they make. But so it always kind of makes me laugh because I'm like, well, actually, I'm in my 40s, so my inspirations come from older movies sometimes.
It's funny because I just introduced my son to that movie, and he's obsessed.
Oh,
He is obsessed.
very scary.
Yeah, I love the Predator movies. But now, like Arlene, yeah, I kind of like it works even more knowing that. It's like, oh,
Are you talking about Predator?
yes, go ahead. Go.
Mom, can you make some juice? Because ours doesn't.
Sorry. Okay, so if you could choose a favorite part in the book, what would it be?
She said no. I'm trying to.
When he finally met like other people who were like alive and started, talking to them.
When we met girls that have survived longer than the boys have.
Oh, I like that one.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Me?
Yeah.
I liked it when we met girls that survived longer than the boys did. I'm totally about girl power and one-upping the guys.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think Maria was going to go.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure. My favorite part was when he met Mustaches. 'Cause as soon as we met them, I knew that it was they were gonna die. I thought that was really funny. And I'll be right back, guys. Just wait a sec.
That's actually my favorite death scene. Killing Mustache and Scar.
Right.
I love the head flying in the blood and yeah. Terrible.
I think it's great, and the whole head cutting off, blood flying, all that stuff. Like, it's great that there are female authors writing about it, because like you always see I work at a thrift shop, and there's always moms telling me like, would my son or my daughter like this? Is this a girl book or a boy book? And I'm like, well, I read it, and I'm a girl, so I guess it's a girl book. Like it's like I enjoy the whole action thing so much that I don't understand the whole concept of, something being a girl book and a boy book. So, like, when somebody asks me that question, I don't know how to. So it's so great to see female authors writing the action in a way that I enjoy. So thank you for that.
Good. You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, and you haven't read her Sitlin Hale books. Oh my God, those are good.
I love action. I'm actually a screenwriter as well. And so when I write my books, the downtime's really hard for me. There always has to be, or there always seems to be something going on. And so I love throwing my characters into really horrible situations and seeing what happens. So yeah, action is definitely one of my passions for sure.
I think
Yeah, you can tell.
I think some of my favorite parts of this book wasn't so much like a singular event. I mean, I liked a lot of the events as much as they terrified me, but I liked the way in which you could see the psychology of these kids who were being hunted evolve into this animalistic survival. I loved how the psychology of each child dealing with this changed throughout the days that they were there. I mean, you had, I think her name was Maria or Martha or something.
Monica.
Monica.
Oh, that was loud.
Poor
Park
Monica.
is like a small prey animal. But then you have and he
Maria, Crystal, hold on. Maria, mute it, because right now
Okay.
it's making a lot of noise. Sorry.
There you go.
All
Crystal,
right,
go.
go ahead, Crystal, because we couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was just like giving examples. Like you had Monica, and then you had the bully, Joey. How they
Joel.
responded differently. Joel, yep. They get close.
Yes, you were.
But yeah, they're responding differently to the situation and the stress of this situation, and it was interesting to see how they handled it.
I agree. Do you guys have any questions?
I have lots of questions. Nothing was answered in this book.
Yes. I'm like, why didn't they explode the fence at the end? I'm like, is it because I need to read the second book? Are they gonna, like, you could have just exploded the fence, guys. Come on.
Well, they were kind of hemmed in at that point.
And 3 books.
Answers. I know, so mean. Actually, they didn't have time to get to the fence because they didn't even know where the fence was by the time the hunters trapped them in the cave.
They
really
barely got in there.
Time to go find the fence, right? They had no clue. It could have been 20 miles away. It could have been around the corner. And so the hunters made the decision for them. They probably would have come to that decision. I also had somebody say, why didn't they dig under the fence? Well, the fence is buried, and what are you going to dig with? And so there are questions that I could go back and answer, but I left them ambiguous on purpose because when you're in a situation like that, in a survival situation, how much does your brain process? Like him looking for food, would he think at the fence line, finding those dead animals, would he think at that point to get food? I don't think he would. I think he would wait until he was really hungry, which was like the next day, and then he finds the dead squirrel with the maggots in it, right? And
which was delicious.
Yeah, so us sitting reading the book, we think of all these things, but when you're the character, would you? So I tried to keep it as realistic as possible, while still giving Reed this real sense of self-preparedness, and he really was emotionally prepared for it, but there's still so many things that you just don't think of at the moment when you're afraid. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I have a question for everybody.
Okay.
Would you make it? Would you survive? How many days would you make it?
I wouldn't survive 10 seconds. I'm not gonna lie.
I can get in the tree.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd probably get killed in the van on the way there because I do not run at all. If you see me running, you should probably run faster because you know something's going down if I'm running. But like, I I have no cardio experience. Like I used to do a lot of karate and stuff, and I was winded by the fifth jumping jack. Like I cannot do this. Like I would be dead in the first night.
Mhm.
Gotta get eaten.
Dude, yeah, I definitely would just crawl into a ball. The moment I saw the first hunter, I will become a fetus again and just lay there and pray for death. Like I would just no, I
I
can't.
I feel like I would be the first girl he meets, but at least could try to get into a tree. I don't understand why like climbing into a tree wasn't an option. I would have done that personally.
Yeah, and I would have slept like a bear, like
Yeah,
arms and legs down, like.
exactly. Like just on your stomach on a branch, just sleeping there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just chill.
Honestly, I can't see me surviving at all because if it were me, I'm like a screamer. So if anything tried to scare me, I would just make as much noise as I possibly could. And I'm also that person that you see in horror movies who like if they hear noise, they look for where the noise is. So I'd be dead.
Yep, yep.
Like,
Yeah, you
But
definitely.
why,
be dead in 10
Crystal?
seconds.
Why?
Exactly. Why do people do that? You're like screaming at them, don't do it. Walk away. Run the other way. No, they have to just walk into danger.
I have no.
I think I would stand somewhat of a chance because I do spend a lot of time in the woods and I can survive quite a long time in the woods just because I know how to survive. But I don't know how it's survived as well with being prey option. But I do know a lot of camouflage techniques. I don't know why they didn't cover themselves in mud to hide their scent and to prevent themselves from losing as much moisture, other than the fact that they're children and they may not have known that.
Well, like Patty said, like you don't think about that as it's happening. I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't have thought about that if I was, getting hunted. I mean, I know I should
Well, he kind of did
in the back
that.
of my head.
He kind of covered up his scent in one of the first scenes when he was hiding. I would say because he was. I think if I remember, he was in like not cover it. I don't know.
No, he was actually. They
Or
could
was,
smell him. It was that they got interrupted from smelling. They got from smelling him to
oh
killing
yeah,
mode. Yeah.
the
Yeah,
other kid.
Monica.
And
Oh, no.
Crystal, if he's around mud, that means he's near water. He wants nothing to do with the mud. He just wants to drink water.
And so he pukes.
Even be
At a
thinking
certain
about the
point,
mud.
though, at a certain point, he did stop thinking about water as much, though, because he did find it, and
Yep.
once his thirst was quenched, like he had, and Reed was intelligent enough, and
Mm.
he knew enough skills and he was able to think through a lot of these things due to his father's training. And so I feel like he would have, if he had known the mud idea, he would have done it because he was able to think of other things like how much can you carry with you, what kind of chooses food.
Yeah. Here, wait.
There you go, Maria. I have another question. I have lots of questions.
Yes.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Where do you think the hunters came from?
Hell?
Do you think it's government, aliens, it's a predator? What's your vote?
Oh,
My vote stays hell.
that's a good one.
Oh my God, no! Like if predators are an option, I'm totally down for predators. But I'm hoping that it's the government because it's always the government. But dude, if it's predator, awesome.
Well, that's illegal, unfortunately. Yeah.
When I'm thinking of it, I think of like Slenderman. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like that thing that's in the woods, and it like if you turn around and it sees you and you look away, it comes closer. And I just think of that when I think of the hunters. I don't know why. It's because it doesn't have. I don't know, but I feel like it came like that way. It came from like hell, maybe. I don't know.
Makes sense. They're evil as heck.
It does.
And Patty can tell us the real answer.
Oh,
But
yeah.
she won't, because she's an author. And she...
Come on.
Look, here's your answers right here.
I was gonna say, I was happy then a couple next books. So
we're gonna have to read them just because we can't stay like this.
True. Next one. Do you think the hunters choose to stay in the fence?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think they do. It's easier, if everybody's fenced in. Like, what's the phrase? Shooting fish in a barrel. If your food is there, might as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I've got it in my head that
I agree.
they're there because food is there and somebody provides it for them. But if they were to get smart enough to be like, ooh, look at all those cars going by, there's a lot more food out there. But again, yes, easy prey inside the fence.
Yep.
I'm going to keep asking questions unless you guys got other stuff.
No, I'm liking your questions. Go ahead.
And I just commented if anyone had questions and like the who are watching, but I actually like your questions, so you can.
Aw, thanks. Who was that? You, Crystal?
Yes.
Go.
My question, I got a little confused towards the end when Drew dies, which, by the way, Drew is my favorite character, and I cried like a baby.
Yeah.
But when Drew dies, I wasn't sure what had happened. Had he, like, he tries to explain it to Reed where, like, the dynamite was compromised? Like, it just, like, spontaneously combusted? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Dynamite, when it ages, it becomes unstable, and any amount, like any bump or whatever, can actually set it off. If you do research into dynamite, which is one of the things I did, once it gets to a certain point, it's almost like nitroglycerin. If you drop it, it'll blow up, and he accidentally, he didn't even need the lighter.
That's so awesome. I did not know that. The more
it wasn't for Drew.
Even though I'm still sad, Drew is dead, and my heart will forever be broken at the loss. But
I found it a bit cruel, the fact that Reed saves him from the water just to be blown the hell off.
Yeah, I think I'd rather die from water than bombs.
Crushed to death. Yeah.
Yep.
But he provided help. He gave them extra time.
That's true.
True.
Drowning is worthless.
Yeah, true.
Okay, next question. Do you think the kids are purely food, or is it part of some kind of behavioral experiment like rats in a maze, or that's like the Maze Runner where people are seeing how they react to things? Which do you think it is? Just food or bigger plan?
Okay, can I go? No one's. I don't know if any of you guys have ever read this. It was like the greatest catch. I forget what it is. I read it last year, and it was about this guy who liked to hunt humans, and he put them on an island. Yeah, I read that, and I guess it's kind of like that. Like it's kind of like an experiment. They're like the honeys, and then there's the hunters, and it's just that's what I can get from it. That's what I thought it was.
I'm tempted to agree with you. Oops.
This one I can answer. They're more than just food.
They were more.
They're more than.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I figure because then what's the point of having something like that? What you just like watching them kill? Like
that's horrible.
Yeah. I didn't think they were just food. I mean, like, so many of them survived so long that, like, if they had just been food, they would have been dead within them just going into the woods, into the forest. Like, they would have died right away. But, like, sorry. But, like, they're giving them a chance to survive a little. And so maybe, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, exercise, hunting for fun.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, sorry.
Go, Crystal, go.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think it's more an experiment about the hunters than the children because the children aren't being like I feel like if they were being the experiment, they would be observed better, and we don't really get the sense that they're being observed other than by the hunters, whereas the hunters would be easily tracked by whoever created them, set them loose, could easily track them a lot with technology a little easier. So I feel like the experiment would be how are they reacting? Like they've been designed this way. Now what do they do with it?
Can I interrupt for a second and say how creepy Crystal looks right now?
Oh, I'm not. Oh wow.
Well, she is a witch.
She's a scary witch. She's a pretty scary witch. All
Thank you.
right, carry on.
Ready for more?
Yes.
All right. Do you think that there are handlers, like the people who are possibly running the experiment or the ones who provide the kids? Are they providing the stashes of food and clothes? Like, is there an extra set other than the people who grab the kids off the street or whatever, stick them in vans and bring them there? Are they also venturing into the fence and like leaving the piles of folded clothes and food? Because I can't imagine the hunters being like, "Oh, here you go, have something."
Well, they could just do drone flight. Just drop it. Well, if it's nicely folded, maybe there are handlers.
Maybe
Makes
there are.
sense.
That you never see.
There should
That
be,
you never
because
see.
someone
Okay, you guys didn't like that one as much. Where the heck is Lucy?
Answer.
Where's Lucy? Anybody think of her? The sister?
Yes.
Where's
yes.
the girl?
He constantly talked about her, and then they never felt. Nothing ever happened. I was so confused.
Theories? Was Lucy picked by the boss because she was an orphan and had a good, healthy, athletic brother that maybe they saw pictures of, and so she is like the provider of kids? Was she unwittingly helping the bad people?
That would be so evil, but then again, there's a lot of evil in the world. But yeah, you imagine? I don't know, but if that's the case, Lucy's an a-hole.
Well, I think it would be unwittingly because you hear her screaming, or he remembers that in his memory. When he got taken, you hear her scream. So I can't imagine she'd sell out her brother, but
But then again, there's acting.
yeah.
I have to act scared right now.
Well, the thing is, though, like, what
Who
if you're
was that?
conditioned
Crystal
to
or
do
Carly?
it? Well, both of us. But Crystal, go ahead, since you're always so quiet.
that wasn't me.
Oh, maybe it's Maria, though I can't see her.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. No, I said maybe she accidentally sold him out, so she didn't know that they were coming. I don't know.
Because she was set up pretty well.
That's true.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea how hard this is. To hear and listen to.
Because you know everything, and we don't.
I want to tell you everything, and I can't do that.
But this should be entertaining for you, Patty, since it is intrigue and all the theories we come up with.
Yes, it's excellent because it reinforces to me that I set it up properly, which is great. You're asking the questions I wanted the readers to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, and she just plain all likes to torture us. She's enjoying a little bit of our torture.
All right.
Keep them coming.
If you were to get dumped into the fence, are you going to try to stay by yourself the way Reed mostly is like, forget other people, I can't handle this, and people keep dying? Or do you think you'd be more likely to put up with somebody like Joel just because he seems to be providing food? Which way are you going to go? Alone because you don't have to rely on anybody, or are you going to join up with Joel whether or not you wanted to punch him in the throat.
Well, I already said I was gonna die in the first 10 seconds, so there's no need for me to, have company. Like, why would I want someone to just lay next to me, in a fetal position and pretend they're dead already? No. But if I were, good in the woods like Reed, I would probably want to be with people. Like, I don't really, I spend a lot of time alone because I want to be alone. But I think in a situation like that, you really don't want to be alone. Like, why would you?
If I miraculously make it to the fence, I would just say that I'd probably be alone, just because I would not want to be responsible for anybody's stupid decisions. Like, let's go to the left, and it ends up that we're surrounded by hunters and we get eaten. I'm just saying. I'd rather make my own stupid decisions and not involve anybody else. But then again, like, I don't want to be alone. Like,
So if you could have them on the phone, that would be a great thing, right?
yes. Something to fiddle with.
But then you wouldn't need them because you could just call 911. GPS.
Well, let's be real. It's the woods. There's probably no service anyway.
Poor Crystal.
So that's why I'm MIA all the time. I'm in the woods all the time.
So Crystal's used to it. Crystal would probably survive, be the first one out of the fence. She'd be like all the way back home, and everybody's still inside. Like, we're all dead.
Crystal, I
Crystal's
feel you. I live like in an all wooded area, and it is the worst sometimes.
Marissa, would you survive? Like,
alone or in a group?
Alone? Would you like to survive alone or with a friend holding your hand, running?
In like Survivor, like I'd always like convince myself that if I was in Survivor, I would just make as many friends as I could, just so I could have allies who give me stuff. And then the last second, I'd like blindside them. That's how it works.
You're so cruel.
No, because like I remember one time I was in a haunted house. And me and my friend walked next to me, and the guy came up behind me with the chainsaw, and I pushed her into him. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up.
Every man for himself.
That's why you have friends.
That's great. That's awesome. I would like to go to a haunted house with Marissa because it will be a shoving match. It will be like, okay,
I have like a whole group around me.
Marissa, I'll go with you because I punch people when I'm scared.
I'm terrified of people.
I do. I hit people. It's awful.
I elbow
it's like
people
what I
when I'm
do.
scared.
It's like they don't know it, but I'm okay with being friends with people. But once it's like life or death, you're out. Like I'm gone.
I told my friend this. Like, if there was ever a zombie apocalypse, she would be the first one dead because if she got bitten, I'm sorry. Our friendship ends at Uno and any other date.
You will trip her and leave her in front of the zombies to give yourself more time.
I would do that.
I am good. Like, bye.
That is so funny.
Kids. Not Joel. I wouldn't team up with Joel unless I would have done what Reed did and sacrificed Joel. But I would have teamed up with kids like Layla and Drew and Milo. I would have teamed up with them because they were more into the idea of cooperation versus dominance. I take an animal behavior class, so this book was really interesting to me because you could see the animal behavior cooperation type ideas, the differences between altruistic and selfish behaviors, which both are biologically coded for in humans.
Yeah.
And any species, actually. So it was really interesting to look at it through that, but I probably would have chose the more cooperative group versus the group where I have a strong chance of being sacrificed for someone else's survival. I'm not that altruistic.
I feel so much.
Basically, you would never be in Marissa's group.
I feel like my brain just like gets bigger when I'm next to Crystal.
Right? She's such a genius. So basically, what you're saying, Crystal, is that you've never been Marissa's group or my group. I see how it is. I probably wouldn't be in anybody's group either.
You want to join me?
Crystal, that was a nice segue. My next question was, did any of this remind you of Lord of the Flies?
I haven't read it because I heard it's so horrible. So
Me neither.
What? That is like enforced. You don't have a choice in school.
Okay. I have it at the store, so I'll pick it up.
I read that when I was 14.
I haven't read it.
I keep hearing such horrible things.
It's really
It's good.
interesting. Yeah.
It's good.
I have
So,
like
Patty,
no idea
did
what
that
you
have
guys are talking
anything?
about.
Patty, was that any kind of inspiration with the Predator?
No, actually, but it did kind of evolve that way, yeah. And I remember thinking at the time when I was writing it, definitely it had that sort of Lord of the Flies feel. And I did really enjoy that book actually, when I read it in high school. So,
that.
but no, it was strictly. I had a dream actually where, if you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen the live action trailer we did. The trailer is literally the dream I had, and I had been watching Predator, and it came out of that.
They're in.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I
Subconscious stuff and
Yeah, exactly.
What did you guys think of Marcus? Why is he so quiet? And why does Reed seem to be very concerned that he's British? What?
That's hilarious.
Everybody laughs at me. Whatever.
No, I want to explain something about that part, and I've actually changed that, his reference to him being Hispanic and Latino over and over again, because somebody commented to me and said, "Oh, that's really racist." I'm like, "Oh my God, no, that's not. That was never the intention." When Reed thinks about people, he either gives them a name, like Layla, or he gives them a title because he doesn't trust them. And so him calling Marcus that Latino boy or that Hispanic kid or whatever over and over and over again was a wall that Reed built between himself and Marcus. And I unfortunately didn't do a good enough job setting that up because I did have people ask me if I was racist. And so I've removed that part from the book because I didn't want to have to beat readers over the head with the fact that that was what Reed was doing. So I apologize. You guys didn't get that version. Anyway.
But the thing is, though, like, you automatically label people in your head if you see them.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of customers whose names I don't know who I immediately label, oh, the purse lady or the purse lady that always wears the red beanie. Like, I understand completely. Like, that would have been me in my head, too, just calling him the fat Latino boy or the fat Dominican boy.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I would probably just go with fat Dominican boy.
Yeah, I think
In my case, it would totally be
kind of labels
the
people.
fat Puerto Rican guy.
I'm Dominican, by the way, so if they're yelling at a lot, I know they're Dominican or, general Hispanic.
Yep. Maria, were you saying something?
No, she's muted. It might have been Crystal.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I
go
was
Crystal.
making sure that my microphone's not picking up. My mom's driving me home right now. No, so, no, I said that pretty much everyone labels everybody, and if you, like you said, if you don't necessarily trust somebody, you don't really want to learn their name, because it's like a barrier. If you don't know their name, then you don't know them.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Well,
I
and
thought
for
that was very
Reed
interesting.
being-
She didn't give names to certain people.
And for Reed being in the system and moving from home to home, it was easier for him as well to just label people and not actually name them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sad.
it's easier to keep people away. Like if you know personal things about them, then it kind of like that wall starts crumbling. So.
Exactly. Okay, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. I have to go to my neighbors.
He's gonna go kill a demon.
I'll be back in like 10 minutes, I promise. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Go kill those demons.
Marissa, go. You'll be back in no time.
Yeah. Oh, go.
One of my other questions was whether or not there was a specific event that scared your pants off, gave you nightmares, makes you want to avoid a particular thing.
Because being gutted is not enough, right?
Right. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Crystal, what were your nightmares about?
Okay, I was dreaming. In fact, I even had one right before the call. It was awful. But I keep dreaming that there's things coming after me, and there's nowhere to go. And I'm kind of defenseless. And like today, I had a dream where there were two people with me. One who was emotionally challenged, like couldn't like connect emotionally, and one who was deaf and blind, so like they couldn't connect physically with me. And it was us three against something like some group of, I didn't know what it was in the dream that I knew were coming to kill us, and we had no choice but to die because not much could be done. Yep.
You have scary intellectual nightmares.
Yeah, she does.
I have nightmares all the time, so I don't know how they are. Some of them are really gory.
This book must have been awesome for you, being out in the woods and stuff. Yeah.
I'm terrified of when I hear leaf rustle now.
Did everybody freeze?
Howling.
No. Does anybody else have something that scared them?
Well, for me, I think it wasn't even like the hunters or anything like that. I think it was just the idea of being kidnapped and then being thrown into the situation in the first place. My nightmares, stemming from the whole being alone in the forest, fend for yourself, was basically just I was responsible for a child while I was running away from these whatever they were.
That would give anyone nightmare.
So I'm like terrified because I had just babysat Olivia, and I'm like, oh my god, what if I had to like lug Olivia running away from these hunter things, and she weighs 35 pounds. Like, this baby is heavy. I'm gonna die. She's gonna get eaten. Julia's going to kill me. I think that like the scary part for me was the fact that I would be alone and have to fend for myself, but like just the idea of fending for somebody else as well just freaked me out so much, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. Julia's gonna kill me again. Guys.
Yeah, for me, it was basically the whole being chased. I have a fear of people chasing me, even when you're playing around with me, like you're, let's say playing tag. I cannot have people chasing me. It freaks me out. It literally feels like you're about to, like you're chasing me with a knife. It's what it equals to. Even if you're just chasing me to like be funny, I feel like you're personally attacking me. Like I'm just like, ah! So to my daughter, that's like a big joke. So she does it all the time, but it freaks me the hell out, and I just want to crawl into a little ball and like just cry. But yeah, the whole time, him being chased and all of them being, it was, and then yeah, getting gutted. Beautiful. That was awesome. Gee.
I don't know. The part that gave me, like, it was two different nightmares. One was the dead boy on a tree. Like, I saw that so vividly that the next night after I read, like, the first few chapters, I dreamed I was face to face with that boy, and just, like, the eyes, and it just freaked me out. And then the other one was just me standing alone and hearing noises in the woods. In just a random forest in the middle of the night, and the moon wasn't even shining. It was just like a glow kind of thing. It was creepy. Yeah, so it was just standing still, looking around and waiting for something to come at me. So maybe it's the suspense. I'm not sure.
Mine See what you do to them, Patty.
Yeah, no, and mine was falling in the pit. And not being able to get out of the pit and knowing they were coming and being trapped in the pit and oh my god, and trying to get to the top and falling for the second time. I have falling dreams sometimes and I freaking hate them. I hate them.
Yeah.
And so that gives me nightmares. The falling and being trapped and being
As someone
I have
who's
no upper
heights, I despise falling dreams. It's like
I have no
I feel like I can't go to sleep yet.
I wouldn't be able to like lift myself off like just climbing. Yeah, I will be dead. You will find me as like skeleton, just skull and bones after a while. Me and climbing.
yeah.
All right. Another question.
Yeah.
You guys are you're on your own. That's my list.
That was your last question?
All right, I have one. So if you
So
had
did
to
Crystal.
choose-
Hold on, Crystal had one first.
Go, Crystal, go. Sorry.
Sorry. I was gonna say, okay, you remember the scene where they're in the mine shaft, and Reed looks over and he can see that Leela is talking to Marcus, and she seems guilty. What do you guys think about that? Like, do you guys trust Leela? Because I don't.
Either. Yeah, that is true. It looked a little suspicious.
I'm just gonna say, from my earlier point about every man for himself, I don't trust anybody. Like, I don't trust any of the kids. Like, they're all trying to get out of here. They're all trying to survive. And at this point, just hearing or like watching somebody whispering across the thing, like, holy shit, excuse my language, holy cow, this person is planning to, betray me, or yeah, I don't trust Leela. I don't trust her.
Can I just say that I've had people tell me, oh, all Layla does is cry and she whatever, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, let's think about Layla for a second. She created a group of kids. She kept them safe to the point where she abandoned Reed because she thought that would keep them safe. So she became their protector and their mother before they even had Reed. She recognized the fact that Joel was a liar before anybody else. She was the first one to kill a hunter.
She's so badass, but I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, all she wants is to protect everybody else. And so, to me, she is the strongest character in the entire series. Everybody thinks Reed's the lead character. I think Layla.
I'm like, the thing is, though, everybody likes Reed because he's the main character, but there's so many other characters to like that aren't him. And, like, I'm totally down for all the female characters being my favorite characters, but like I
love her. I love her.
I hope that
she's the only one that doesn't, and I can tell you guys this, she's the only one that doesn't have an ulterior motive. She is the only one that is out for everybody, not just for herself.
Oh my gosh, she's just
I do
like my best friend.
All I'm thinking is that. What are you saying?
Sorry, I was gonna say I do like her, but I just didn't trust the fact that she seemed to be consorting with Marcus for a while, and I trust Marcus about as far as I can throw him, which I don't believe is very, very far.
But we're reassured now. She's a good guy.
Yep.
Yeah, well, besides her, I feel like every single one of them would just trip you. Like everybody's running, they would trip you just to gain a little more, time.
Survival thing, yeah. And I think if you told yourself you would protect other people in this situation, you'd be lying to yourself, because when it comes to survival, unless it's a small child or even a small animal, for some reason we feel very protective of them from the research I've done. This is all based on the psychology of the human brain, right? So. And animal instinct. So I'm sitting here nodding when you're talking about, the different animal reactions, because that's exactly it, right? It's that base animal instinct. And so, but when it comes to other people, even the people we really truly love, we will abandon them for our own survival. It's awful.
Yeah.
But it's human nature.
My sister is sitting right next to me, and let me tell you, I'd be so out that I'd be in a different country. So I totally agree with you. And
except for small children and small animals, we tend to rescue those because they're vulnerable. Adults, people we think can take care of themselves, we will generally abandon them. Yeah.
I say if you can run, you're screwed. You're on your own.
You guys realize I'm keeping a list on who is not on my team on the offhand chance I don't make it if they're in trouble. Like, I'm making a list.
I work cooperatively with you, Crystal.
Because I said it. I would just make myself into a ball and not move. Like, gut me if you want. Why the hell would I put myself through exercise? Like, literally, why would you exercise before dying? Like, why would you just run, run, run if you know you're still gonna die? I would just throw myself on the floor and let them do it. Like, I
The
am
thing
not
with
gonna
me is
tire
that
myself out.
I am so like out of shape that I would be like the worst person to have. Like it's not even that I wouldn't want to help you. It's just that I'd slow you down so much that I'd be useless.
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah,
survive.
that's the thing. Like when you hitch into like animal instinct or into like you get hitched into just survival, literally all your senses turn off and all you can think about is one thing. And whether or not being running or surviving, like your brain won't stop thinking about that and it'll just keep going and going and going and going. At least that's what I've read in like articles and stuff.
Yeah, you'll run until you collapse,
Yeah.
or your heart gives out, or you're safe.
Yeah. Oh, for me, it would probably be my lungs. They'll just explode.
My lungs will explode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Haven't
I
done
did have
cardio in a
another
while, so-
random. What'd you guys think about the
Cardio, so
hunters?
if I were to run right now, I would for sure die within an hour because I haven't done any exercise in about 6 to 7 months. So
I think
if you would've
it's
asked
great
me
that you
last
last
summer,
an hour. I wouldn't last 10 minutes.
If you would have asked me last summer, I would at least would have had like 4 days in me. But now it's just, yeah, I'm screwed. I am so screwed.
I think that's amazing though that you'd last an hour. I wouldn't last 10 minutes. Like
Yeah.
going up the stairs is hard work for me.
Dude, I live on the 4th floor and I have no elevator.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and then try bringing up, your shopping,
Groceries.
like food shopping.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's fun. Awesome sauce. I don't know how I'm not a supermodel.
It's so awful.
It's what you're bringing up into the house. I got another one.
Taquitos.
Yes.
No.
What'd you guys think about the hunters? How once Layla staked one, why did it turn into ash?
That's a good question.
Why wasn't there a body? What about it suggests that death means instantly ash? No theories? Come on, ladies.
I have a theory. I have one theory.
Less
I
cleanup.
was thinking. Yeah, I was gonna say less cleanup, but also if these guys are created by some other human, you're not gonna want to leave evidence of this thing behind. So you're gonna want to design it in a way that it disappears when it's not functional anymore, so that no one else can find it and either recreate it or realize you're doing this in the first place.
I wanted the government to be part of this whole experiment thing. So like that there is an experiment. So I'm hoping that, like Crystal said, they're just trying to get rid of evidence, or they're vampires. But
Oh wow, that.
Is that a thing for like the Predator movies? You said it's like based off of Predator movies. I've
No.
never seen them.
No.
They're terrible.
in Predators, they don't turn to ash.
No, this is
They just die
this
messily.
is to the hunters. Yeah,
Explode.
and there's
They
a
enjoy
reason
exploding.
for it. Yeah, I just can't tell you the reason.
Sorry.
Because we'll read about it in 3 books.
But it's an excellent question, and it's pivotal actually. It's a pivotal question.
So many questions, Patty.
Well, I know you guys mostly only read paperbacks, but if anybody wants the compilation as an ebook, please let me know, and I'll just send you all the books so you can finish this.
Me.
Seriously?
I'll
That's
take
so
it.
awesome. Thank you.
And we don't only read paperbacks. We read ebooks too.
Okay, right on. So yeah, no, I'm more than happy to share the rest of the series with you so you can finish it.
I like the series, and I want to know what happens next because
Good.
the ending ended so where it ended.
Yep. I know.
I'm very
I know. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry.
You're sorry, but not sorry. I understand.
Like,
Sorry, not sorry.
No. It was ended so perfectly where it's like, I need the next one now. So that's, you did that, it was perfectly done. So
Right
Yeah,
on.
it ended the perfect way for me to want to read the second book.
I don't normally end books on cliffhangers. I'm not a fan, but this particular series just ended up that way. So, and I don't feel so
I love
guilty 'cause
cliffhangers.
they're all out. If you had to wait a year between, I'd feel really terrible about it. But they're all available. So, yeah, so you don't have to wait.
The advantages to my kid. Oh, that. If you guys, I don't know if you guys have your Q&A on or something that you can see the notes. Oh, Emily, you're back. Your kids were wild.
Yeah, they're acting up, and I'm sorry. I like I'm always here, and today they're back. I am going to go crazy. I swear, it must be the Halloween thing. Sorry.
Yes.
Hold on.
Very much so.
I actually have a
And-
question. It has nothing to do with the book. Are those stuffed cats behind you?
So one of my series, the lead character has a silver Persian named Sassafras, and inside the cat is a demon teenager who's being punished for being a really bad boy. And so
I
my
love
mom
Sassafras.
is a
Oh my
huge
god,
fan.
I am
So
so excited right
She
now.
got
That sounds
okay.
so great.
And another friend of mine crocheted me a sassafras.
oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so awesome! Emily and I crochet.
And I'm a huge
So
fan
this
of
is-
the Dark Crystal, and this is Fizzgate from the Dark Crystal. Thank you.
That's so awesome.
Mhm.
I'm kind of just obsessed with your costume, especially like the goggles and everything.
Oh.
It's so cool.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you. I love steampunk.
Have
Yeah,
you
big
read,
fan.
Patty, have you read Gail Carriger?
No.
She's written a couple of
Gail
series
Carriger.
that are steampunk. Gail Carriger. She
Oh, I'll
did
look her up.
the Parasol Protectorate is an adult series, and then the
Yeah,
the finishing
her
series.
character is so cool, right? Yes. Love them. Love them.
Love Gail Carriger.
Those books are so great. I have some buttons somewhere around here. They're
I
so
got
amazing.
started
Yes.
with her
I love
finishing
the
school
Poison.
series.
Poison.
Fabulous.
Mhm.
Scott Westerfeld wrote the Leviathan series, and it's sort of it's
Oh,
steampunk. Steampunk. It's really good.
Yeah.
I love the original Leviathan book cover, so I was upset when they made the new covers. So just my 2 cents.
Oh, I didn't know you were thinking.
Yeah, my daughter loves steampunk. She's obsessed with it.
Good
Yeah.
times.
I love everything. I love it all. If it's
Yeah.
as long as the stories are good and the characters get me emotionally, I'll read anything.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys are the same way.
Patty, I
miss
read.
Drew.
Oh, go ahead, Crystal.
I said I miss Drew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Drew. No comment.
I loved him.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Patty, I read some interesting things while I was perusing the internet. Do you still have 4 large felines?
I have 7.
Oh my, and a pug?
Wow.
And a pug and a horse named Finn.
Oh.
That's
Good
so
part.
great. My brother loves pugs.
My pug is
A lot of animals.
8 months, and he is a pain in the butt. But I love him. He's adorable. He's upstairs with his father because he's a brat, and he would not be quiet.
Mm. Are you in Arizona?
I am in Prince Edward Island, Canada.
Oh, right. You're just
Home
north
of
of us.
Yes.
Right. Because for some reason I was thinking of where Reed was from. Because I think you said you had him in Arizona.
I would love to live in Arizona because it gets really cold here.
Oh, I
And I
feel
don't like
you.
the cold, but yeah, I know you guys are mostly East Coast, Northern East Coast, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids
Yeah.
were running around in shorts today because it was 60.
Oh, no, it was like...
Yeah, today was kind of nice and cool and really disappointing fall weather.
Yeah, I had a scarf on today and I almost died.
Mhm.
Too hot.
Oh.
I had no sweater,
Well, I
not anything, just
California.
long sleeves and a scarf. I almost died.
Another fun thing I read, at least I thought I read it. 23 books in 1 year when you went to self-publish.
Yes.
23.
Yeah.
Where does that
So
come from?
Right now I'm pushing 70. It'll be 71, I think, by the end of the year. I had to pull an entire universe, though. It was 35 books last year. I won a prize and I got whatever. Anyway, they're all coming back very shortly. So yeah, it's since 2010, 2011 really. It's about 70 books. Yeah.
How is your brain not
Wow.
empty?
Just like I treat it like a job, and so I work 7:30 to 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I have a certain amount of work that I need to get done in that time frame, and so I just sit down and I've been writing for a long time, right? I'm in my mid-40s. I've been writing since I was 12, and so I don't have to think about writing anymore. All those skills are taken care of. And so when I sit down to write, I'm a really careful outliner. Everything gets plotted out. So this whole series was outlined before I even wrote book 1. So I can sit down and just write it because the voices are able to come through. There's no thinking. There's no anything. It just, yeah. So I don't get writer's block. I don't get any of that stuff. It's just out it comes.
Wow.
Do you ever worry about the number of voices in your head?
I really want you guys to read the
Family Magic.
Yeah. Oh my God, you will love it. Yeah, I was hooked from I think the first page. I was just like, I need more. And then I'm on book 3, and someone decides, oh wait, we gotta revamp them. I'm like, you hate me. Why do you hate me?
I know. Well, as far as I know, that I can't really say anything yet, but it won't be much longer. It won't be much longer.
Yeah.
And actually, today I finished book 6 of her second series, and it's going to my editor tomorrow, so that's really exciting.
Wow, you're like a bunny, just popping them out, huh?
Pop 'em out. I have to go. I have to make money, man.
Yeah. No, it's not. The thing is that the quality, you would think all these books, and you're just like, oh, she just put something out because no, the quality is there all the time, and you're just like, whoa.
It's a business as much as it is an art, right? And so I don't want to release anything that's not of a quality that I can't be proud of down the road. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I am a mutant.
Check it out.
I know that. I know I'm a freak. That's okay.
Nobody likes any normal. Normal is overrated. We always say that here. We always say it. The creepier, the crazier, the weirder you are, the more we love you.
Sure.
We don't like normal.
Normal's boring. Yeah.
Very
It is. And if you think about it, I don't think bookworms are normal at all. Yeah, we're not normal. We I think we think on a different level in a way.
Well, we've lived so many lives.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's
We've
a great
been
way
to
to
so
put
many
it.
places.
Yes.
Yep.
So
That is the best way to put it.
more knowledge than anybody. Most people, at least.
I've been places, and while I'm sitting on my couch, like right on my couch, I'm somewhere, which is really fun.
Speaking of places, Patty, will we find out where they are?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, sort of. It doesn't really end up mattering exactly where they are, but you do kind of figure that out, yeah.
Well, it can't be too far from anybody if they were transported by van, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one of those things. When you said New Hampshire, I was like, really?
Yeah. It's amazing how easy it is to get lost in the woods, even in a highly populated area. You know? Like, you hear stories all the time about kids, even teenagers, going missing in the woods behind their home, and they're in a subdivision, but like there's endless tracts of trees out there that, you know, it's so easy to get lost, and there's nothing for miles and miles and miles and miles. And then all of a sudden there's civilization. So it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then everything looks the same after a while.
Yes, exactly.
You don't get turned around easily.
Yep.
So,
Crystal, were you going to say something?
Who's going to read the second book, like, right away?
Me.
Your hands up.
I need to know what the hell.
Yeah, at this point, I need to as well, because I need to know what happens next.
Yeah. We're invested. This is the problem with books that are not standalone. Like, we get invested, and now we have to know, and people are, like, real for us, and ugh.
I know. And you want them to read Sid. That's 20 books, woman.
Oh, my God. But I swear to God, you will inhale. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm reading. No, you will inhale these books. I swear to you. It's so fun. It's really fun.
I love them.
I actually have a tattoo because of the books, right? Inspired by them. Yep. My pentagram.
Yes, I love your pentagram.
It's so pretty. Thank you. She has like the best one. She has like a really pretty Sitlin tattoo. It's so cool.
Let me see if I can get my cuff undone.
And it's like the color of the book before they revamp it. Look, oh my God, that's so cool.
Oh, and it's backwards. It says Sidlin Hale forever.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Yeah, and that, the color of the book before they you know changed it. It was like my favorite color. Not like yeah. See, like seawater. Like it's my favorite color. So I was like, must get pentagram.
Anytime I see this color in something, I buy it. I have like two dresses.
It's my favorite color of all time. Like I love that color. So between the pentagram being one of my favorite things and then the color, I was like, I needed to get it. I had to get it.
Well, what I'll do is when I send the rest of the Haunted series, I'll send you guys Family Magic too.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Oh my God, you guys are gonna fall in love.
Emily, I'll email or I'll message them to you, and then if you could disperse them or disperse it.
Definitely.
Okay, perfect.
I will.
You're amazing.
I have
We
to
love you.
spread the love because that they will love that, and then they're screwed because there's funny books.
But we love to read, so it's okay.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I love readers, and I love to read too. I don't get to read as much as I like outside of projects for other writers and that kind of stuff, but yeah, no, I love to read. I love to escape into somebody else's world. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I say, like, I know you guys will read the books because, of course, you're bookworms, but I'm just saying, like, I just added 20 books to your pile.
You did. I already brought 52 books from Comic-Con. Like,
Fun.
I'm totally down for it. Like, I'm totally okay with putting more books in my pile to read. I wish there was, like, more hours in the day where I didn't need to sleep.
You could just read.
Yeah. No. Why can't we be like millionaires and just sit around, invest and read?
Surely there's a job in that, right?
Yeah.
If people can make millions of dollars playing football, you should be able to make a living as a reader.
I know. If I could get paid for every word I read, I will be a millionaire.
I know.
There we go.
Maria's back with her books.
Yeah, I finally got home and I lost connection on the way home.
Oh.
Great.
It's okay. You're back. It's good.
Oh wait.
Emily added 20 books to your pile of to be read.
Oh God. I already have like 300. So many. I have too many bookshelves.
Oh,
It's a
those
good.
ebooks. They don't take up space.
Oh, okay, good, because I like filled up. I'm almost
Yeah,
filled.
we're gonna get the rest of the series from Patty, and then we're gonna get book one of her Sitlin books. So, and they're 20 books, like, and all. So yeah, she'll torture you with the first, and then you're just hooked. I promise you that you'll be hooked, and then you will read the next 20 books because it's just you have to. But when I read the first book, I read it in one day. Then I read the second book the second day, and then third, and then they were gone.
You basically had a marathon. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I still have 17 more books. I'm down.
And you stopped on a serious cliffhanger too because her demon is with the Chosen of the Light, right?
Yeah.
You're at the end of Demon Child.
It was like double evil. Yeah. It was like completely wrong and bad and mean.
Okay, I'm sending you the Wild because you need the next one. I will make sure you get that one to you. I feel terrible. You need to finish that quad at least.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Okay, let me write.
Yeah. I actually, it's funny because I started reading them just, it caught my eye because of the color. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but I need the second book. And then the second book turned into the third one. And then I find out that, you were revamping them. And I'm like, really? Why did it have to catch my eye now? Why couldn't it catch my eye like when she put them all out again? Or way before. It was like that Faith was being so mean at that moment with me. It was like, here, something awesome for you. Hey, we're taking it away.
It'll be.
No, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it will be.
Other writers have to have their turn. So.
I knew. No, I'm really looking forward to it though. I am so looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Watch, you guys are screwed. Screwed, I tell you.
It's the good kind.
Yeah, it's the screw you want. That sounded bad.
Oh my god.
Yes. Bad Emily.
Bad.
The family show.
I didn't mean it in that way, but it conveniently happened. So what are you guys expecting from book 2? That was the question I had before.
My answers?
Yeah, I want answers. I mostly just want answers.
Do you feel that you're gonna get all the answers in book 2? Because I'm pretty sure, knowing Patty, you won't get all of them.
I'm gonna get some answers, not all of them.
No, it's gonna stretch out. I mean, that's how a trilogy works. Like,
It's gonna be. We're gonna get like a lot of questions, answers. Then we're gonna get like more questions, and then we're gonna need the third book to answer the ones that we're missing and the ones that we got from the second book. So
it's 4 books.
Oh, 4. Sorry.
There's
Goodreads. I thought it was 3.
I'm really mean. It's 4 books.
We'll answer some questions, get more questions, then answer those, and then get more questions, and then finally at the end we get probably all the answers, and we'll be just like, oh, it ended.
I didn't even think about that. There's going to be more questions. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
See,
sorry, I'm browsing Kindle for your books, so I'm trying to be obnoxious. I'm just browsing Kindle.
I want to know what happens with the hunters now that they've been sealed out for a little while. That's my curiosity.
Because we'll probably follow.
They're sending them to your woods.
Bad Emily.
No.
Wait.
Thank you, Emily.
You're welcome. I can see you sitting in your tub for the next few days. In a little bolita.
Just rocking back and forth.
Like, why? Then she's walking to school, a twig breaks, and oh, shoot.
I'm gonna carry a gun next time I go horseback riding because, like, Like, I'm not, no. No.
You're just gallop. Just don't look back. Just keep going.
He's so friendly, he'll think they'll feed him, so he'll go towards them.
Oh,
So cute.
yeah, you'll be feeding you to them.
Yeah. Colorado would be
If you could be any of the characters, which one would you be?
A
Ooh,
hunter.
a hunter.
I'd be Layla.
Hunter.
I'd be Layla. Yeah, I want to be Layla.
I want to be someone who makes it at that
Yeah, the one who survives. Good answer.
Excellent.
I want to be a tree.
Who said they wanted to be a hunter?
I'd like to be a hunter, but then like they're the bad guys.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
And
Why would you guys
they
want to
have to lose. They're the bad guys.
I don't know. They're the ones that know everything.
Well, you don't know that. Oh, well.
Also, when you die, you don't have to worry about like still being there. You just be ash.
Yep.
So
Poof. Yeah, so they get the easy way out.
exactly.
All right, I get it. But still, you'll be evil. You'll be gutting people, and ew.
Yeah, you're a hunter. You don't care.
Hunters unite.
Yeah.
It's what
Well,
they
you're
made for.
out of the club. You're not teaming up with me and Crystal.
Nope.
We'll be
We'll just
running
hunt you
from
down.
I like the claws and the animal instincts and the crazy.
being
I
able
don't
to smell people. Like,
Well, like the part when he realizes that they're not knives, they're actually claws. I was like,
Mhm.
whoa, can we like keep walking up to him just to like see more? I want to know what this thing is. So
I would love to do
Poke
that,
with a
but
stick.
there has to be a cage around the hunter for me to be able to do that. Or again, I would just crawl into a little ball and die right there. He wouldn't even have to touch me. I would just die. Like seeing him would provoke me to die. You know, so yeah. That's basically it. Do you guys have any more questions? Let me see if they're posted any questions too. Hold on.
Yeah, we lost Marissa. Usually she's got random stuff going.
Yeah, right? She said 10 minutes. I should have
The
timed her.
longest 10 minutes of our lives.
It's that her clock doesn't work like ours.
That's true.
She's in another dimension. It works differently.
The high school dimension.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Life's different when you're 15 or 16.
Yeah,
Something like twice her age.
I'm only 17, so yeah, I know. It was just the other day, you know.
Mhm. Since 1901.
Yeah, I like the reference, the Twilight reference. Huh?
Marissa is unfortunately having an awkward and long conversation. Doesn't know
Yeah.
how to get out of it. By the way.
I just read that.
Oh, that's too bad.
Wait, where did she say that?
She put it on our group chat.
Oh, it didn't come out for me.
I hope they're not telling her about the birds and the bees.
She's 17. She probably already knows.
No, she's 15.
15.
She's
Being a
15.
person to be
She's
awful.
15. She doesn't seem like it, but she's 15.
See, I always forget.
She's a sophomore, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Molly was
Yeah.
the youngest, but she's
She
not
just had
here
homecoming.
anymore.
Yeah, she just had homecoming.
Wait,
I miss homecoming.
Yes, she had homecoming. That's why I was so confused. But then I'm like, wait.
No, but if
I've
you
never
if
had homecoming.
he's a robot.
Oh, wow, my
I
connection
didn't
is
know
bad.
anything about it. I'm from the city.
If you
matters
met
whether or not
if you met Marissa in person, you wouldn't see it. Like you wouldn't think she's 15.
Right.
I thought she was my
you're
age.
very mature.
She's very mature. She doesn't carry herself as a 15-year-old, and she's taller than me.
Oh,
Not cool. Not cool.
Well, I think the reason why I thought she was older was, other than the fact that she carries herself, as like she's older, is the fact that my school didn't have like what are sports that have homecoming? Like they didn't have like a football team or anything like that. So that's probably why I thought she was older. In my mind, like homecoming is only for seniors. So that's why like I didn't have a football team. My sister had homecoming, and
I have a question.
she her school had a homecoming, and it.
I have a question.
What is it?
Do you think that if instead of children, do you think it would have worked if it were like grown-ups, like hobos, people who wouldn't be missed? Do you think it would work the same, or are just because the fact that they're children, is it like does it make a difference basically for the hunters? Does it have to be children, or would it just if the adults were there, would it work the same? I feel like kids are more like vulnerable because they're they need the grown-ups in a way. They don't really not at the age that Reed and them are, but they still kind of like need grown-ups. They need that support. So would grown-ups feel that way if they were in that situation?
Yes.
That's an excellent question.
I think it depends on the grown-up. I would need support. I need support all the time.
I'm 34, and I would need my mommy to carry me.
Like the thing is, though, I feel like this is like a Criminal Minds episode where, like, if they had, like you said, like people that would not be missed, the homeless, the crackheads, or whatever. Like, I feel like it wouldn't. If this is a government experiment or whatever, like testing people, it wouldn't show like an actual test because maybe they're testing the system whether or not these kids would be missed. Maybe they're testing the system whether or not these kids can survive a situation. But like once you've reached a low so low, like there's no way for you to feel like you can get any lower. So like I don't know.
I mean,
I think kids are a good idea because they would kill each other.
We have a comment from our cheerleader, Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay.
I don't know if you know about Lindsay and Kendall, Patty. We've done a few reviews for her books, and she's fantastic. She's in the UK, and she just said, I've been listening all night, and I'm intrigued by Patty's book. We'll have to have a read soon. I have to go in a minute, but can just say you guys look great. But Angela looks awesome, obviously. Speak to you soon. Because Angela's dressed as one of the characters from her book.
Yeah.
Well, her books. And yeah, she kind of loves the fact that you did that.
It was the quickest thing. I was like, I have a black wig, and I can give myself weird things and paint my eyelids since I can't turn my eyes red, so.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for listening and watching. We love you.
Thank you.
Woo, we see
Thank
you
you,
next
Lindsay.
week, by the way, because we have her next week. Her
Yes,
last
we do.
Yes.
the closing of her book. Finally.
Yeah.
We will have our answers, people.
And hopefully a wedding.
But yeah, back to the whole adult thing. Go.
Oh. Yeah, wait, can I speak? I don't know who else is speaking. Oh. No, I was thinking about that in those who've read Lord of the Flies, like what would happen if they were adults. And I think it's because people think that kids have more humanity, so they're more innocent, so they won't think of it as such like a twisted, negative way. Instead, they'll think of it in more of a positive, I need to get out. And then maybe adults might think, oh, what's the point? I'll just die anyway. So it's just like kids have more humanity.
Like, I feel like kids will look after each other more than adults would.
They trust
because adults, like their egos and all that crap will get in the way. You know,
And
children.
somebody will always have to be the leader. Like somebody will always be trying to be the leader, trying to one up each other just to be in command. So like I feel like you're right. Adults would not be a good idea.
Yeah, it will be more bickering and dying because they're just standing around bickering. Then
maybe they tried it with adults before.
Maybe
Maybe the hunters tried it with adults, or before. They saw that the adults weren't a good fit, so they're like, you know what? Let's go smaller. Let's go smaller and.
Maybe they tried
Kids
with
probably
adults,
taste
and because of the fighting, they died. Instead of the humans dying, the hunters died from having to hear them fight.
Go,
They
Crystal.
were like, oh, children are much easier. They just run and and fight.
Go, Crystal.
I don't think there'd be a difference because a lot of psychologists would say by the age of 5, any personality skills and stuff that you would have, like any developments you would have had in your personality, including altruism, would have been by age 5. And these children are over age 5, so like their personalities are pretty much as they would be when they're adults. And if you've ever seen adults in stressful situations and compared them to children, it's not all that different.
Yeah.
So I think adults and children, it wouldn't have mattered. I think children are an easier target because they're easier to apprehend, because it's humans who are apprehending the children, and they can put up less resistance, and they're easier to control. So I think that's probably why they chose children versus adults.
I'm gonna start calling Crystal the brain. Can we just call her the brain?
Yes, yes, we can.
Like, how did you come up with these answers, woman?
I'm a biologist. This is what I do.
I love it. Angela, go.
No, I was trying to get Crystal your attention so Crystal could go. I was like, let Crystal talk. She's like,
Thank
all right.
you, Angela.
oh, anytime.
And like a question.
I have a question. When we were talking about the birds and the bees, I remembered the fact that Reed seems highly attracted to Leela, but I'm not quite sure what Reed's age is. I would have guessed between 14 and 15, so similar to Marissa's age based on his behavior. But at the same time, how far along in his development is it that he would find these attractions to Leela? I mean, psychology does state that when you're in stressful situations, sometimes you will push that feeling onto another person in the form of attraction. But I wonder how that plays with them being children. So I wanted to see what your guys' ideas are on this idea of their being attracted to each other, or him being attracted to her, because we don't know what she feels for him.
I thought he was a little bit older. I thought he was like 16, 17.
Me too.
Just a little bit older.
Yeah, I thought he was about around 16, 17 too.
And yet,
There's a lot that I left ambiguous in this series because that was just how I felt it needed to be told. So, you know, sometimes when you're reading about a character, you know exactly how old they are because they tell you, blah, blah, blah. Reed was always ambiguous about a lot of things, and so I just kind of trusted that. But from what I know of him, he's 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And at 17, your hormones are still going a little.
mm-hmm.
They're going until you're like 22. Men develop a lot slower than women do.
Yep. And they die earlier too because they're dumb. I mean, wait, where did that come from?
Come on.
Oh dear.
Oh, Daddy, I have my own white kitty.
She has a sassafras.
Oh, it's so
My
pretty.
gosh, I want a pet so bad.
She's my hunter.
So
She brings me presents every day.
What did she bring today?
lovely.
I think it was a nuthatch bird. It was about, I don't know, that big. She rips the wings off and she chews on the head. And usually there's only legs and beaks left.
Well, she's telling you that you need to learn how to hunt better.
No
Yes,
wonder.
she's-
No wonder. She
not
wants to be
like-
a hunter.
She doesn't even, like, give me the meat. She eats the whole bird.
Oh, she's telling you that to be impressed by her. Like,
Yes.
look, I can hunt my own
Prowess.
food, Mom.
Yeah.
My cats are all
Impressed with how awesome I am.
Mine are all indoors, so they don't actually do that work. Although I came home from work one day when I was still working, and I came downstairs to my office, and I noticed blood on the floor at the threshold of my office, and I kind of freaked out a little bit, and I'm checking everybody's paws to make sure they're okay. Nobody seemed hurt, so I cleaned up the dried blood, and my husband came home that night, and I said to him, I found blood on my office floor. Is everybody okay? And he said, oh. I said, what? He said, well, that could have been the snake. I was like, what?
Oh my god!
One of the cats killed a garter snake, somehow got in the house, I have no idea, and left it on the doormat, and the welcome mat inside the door, and so he disposed of the snake and didn't tell me about it. So one of our cats' nickname was his name was Peanut, and he was the slayer of snakes. The poor snake, though, I felt so bad for him because he would have tortured him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's
Good
gotten
kitty.
snakes too.
If
But
I have a
only
kitty
garters.
and it's a snake, I would want him to do that. Because snakes.
Yeah, all we have is garter snakes here. We don't have anything poisonous or anything, so it would never have hurt him. But
Gross.
Good, yeah. I can't deal with snakes. I don't like spiders. I could deal with butterflies. They're pretty. But, you know, anything that looks ugly, I can't deal with.
Well, this sounds stupid. Have you guys seen SpongeBob?
Yes.
There's an episode where they zoom in on a butterfly. I don't think they're very pretty anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
There's like a
I
zoom
do
in,
not
you go
like
zoom in.
butterflies when they're alive.
Yeah,
I
my
have a
friend hates
collection
them.
of dead butterflies.
Yeah, my friend, she
They're up
hates
there.
butterflies. They get near her, and it's like the predator is trying to attack her. She goes crazy, like crazy. I've never seen a person react that way to a freaking butterfly. I'm over here like, oh, look, a butterfly. Where? It was just like, where? It's a butterfly. What is wrong with you? Like, really? She's like, they're evil and they're ugly and gross, and I'm like, really?
You're evil, ugly, and gross.
That's exactly what she said. Evil, ugly, and gross. Okay, then. All right, you guys have any more questions?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind.
Maria.
I'm
You
curious
went blank,
more
you
about the
said.
mother. He never talks about his mother. He only talks about his father.
True.
I want to know what's up with the mom. Where was she when they went to the forest and
Well, he
trained?
calls himself an orphan, so
Yeah.
she must be dead.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he still talks of, okay, maybe because of the fact that his dad taught him all that, like, the survival skills. Maybe that's why his dad is, like, mainly, in his head. But, yeah, like, that's weird. And, you know, moments that you feel like you're going to die, why wouldn't you, if your mom was a good mom, why wouldn't you think about your mom?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It made sense. I just
Patty
like
has an evil smile on her face. Like, look, she's smirking. What?
Every single thing in the book tells you something about Reed and what he thinks about the world, how he's been treated and how he reacts to the world. And so he thinks women are weak, and he mentions it a couple of times, right? And that's partly because his father thought his mother was weak, and so he taught Reed that women were weak, and so he thinks that's why he needs to rescue Lucy, because he thinks his sister can't live without him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says it at some point. He says that, you know, my dad said that I basically had to protect my sister and my mother because they were weak. You know, they were weaker than
I
us.
wrote that down somewhere. I can't remember. I remember that.
And so his perceptions of, so when he doesn't trust Layla, we don't trust Layla, even though she has other motivation. It's one thing I love about writing third person, and it's only in that person's head. I don't like omniscient because I don't like knowing everything that's going on. I prefer to live the experience through that single person's experience. But I know what you mean about one of you said she doesn't like first person because you feel responsible for that character's actions because it's I, right? Whereas with third person, it's almost like if you're sitting across from this person having coffee and they're telling you the story, and so you're only getting their perception, and so it makes you work a little bit harder as a reader. I think it makes you smarter as a reader because you have to suss out, oh, okay, that's what he thinks about this type of person, or this is how he was raised to face this kind of situation, or whatever, right? Whereas it's all about subtext. It's about reading between the lines, especially with Reed, because he's so opinionated about things.
It was very interesting. I don't know about you guys. I don't think I've ever read a book in third person where it's one perspective.
It's very rare.
It's very rare. That was amazing.
Something new.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's rare. I read a lot of it in college.
You do?
A lot in literary fiction, but not so much genre fiction. In genre fiction, authors like to head jump. They like to hop from back and forth to different characters. In literary fiction, I'm Canadian, so I've read a lot of literary fiction, and I think that's why I'm kind of influenced that way. It can be stream of consciousness, or it's a single person's perspective on what's going on. Yeah, so college, absolutely. I hear ya.
I'm just starting there, so I guess I don't have the experience yet.
And I'm done.
With school. Yep.
Lucky.
I'm not going to be done. I'm almost 30.
Another
But you
5
will
years.
be done.
And then I'll be done.
And you're 20 now?
Yeah, I have a lot of schooling left.
10 more years.
Well, no, not exactly. I was rounding up. I'm not going exactly another
I-
10 years. But
I just got a headache.
She's the brain. She can handle it.
Hey,
Marissa's back.
sorry, I did not know my grandma was coming down to my house. So there was a car outside my house, so I was gonna go see who it is. Somebody came out of nowhere, and I screamed bloody murder, and I felt horrible. But anyway.
Thank you, Patty.
You're welcome.
Yay!
Well, you should have been able to kick some ass. You're a shadow hunter.
Yeah, she asked me if that was a real tattoo. I was like, no. It's like, that's not.
You should have. After jumping that way, you should have, just so you could get some cred back, you know. Do you,
I think
Marissa,
I have shadow hunter tattoos, like the sticky one. If you want any,
I got them at Book Con, not this year, last year.
I got them at Comic Con.
Really?
So if you want, I can totally send them to you. They're gold though; they're not black. So.
Oh, that's fine. Oh
They're
my god, really? That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marissa, since you were gone for a little bit, do you have any questions?
I'll need to find them first.
I don't think so. I do know I set up a thing for them to ask the questions to Patty in the comments. I don't know if anyone wrote anything back. Do you know anyone?
Where did you write it?
Oh,
I
the
wrote
comments
it in
on
the comments
YouTube.
for YouTube.
Let me check. I'm gonna check, but they usually pop up on my email, and
Yeah.
I have the email open, and nothing has come up.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay. Sorry, I'm in the car if you couldn't tell. Okay, but here I'll try to see. And I think I tweeted it, so maybe someone put it on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you want to check. But oh wow, it's 8:22 already.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Oh, the time went so fast.
I know, and I felt like I only missed like 5 minutes, but I left like 30 minutes. I was like, no.
Yeah, we were just saying that, and you maybe live in another dimension, and that's why your time runs like slower than yours, you know.
I was like, oh, it'll be like 10 minutes, and no, it's like 30 minutes, and I'm like, it feels like
You forgot to say multiplied by
3.
All right, so I guess if you guys don't have any more questions, and you said all you had to say, I guess we could close the chat. Saying goodbye, and thank you, Patty. We really enjoyed the book.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I
look forward to reading the rest.
Yeah.
Yes. think. Let me know what you think of the end of the series. I'd
Well,
love to
if
know.
you want, we could do this again. We'll just make it part of the book club reviews and
Sure.
right, and then do this again, and then we'll just find another excuse to get dressed up and go crazy, right? 'Cause why not?
I want to dress up more.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing my whole face as a little skull.
That's what we should start doing. We should start like dressing up for like the theme of each book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that should be fun.
Okay, so I expect all of you to be hunters next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
So on for that.
I'm all for that because black is slimming.
Yes. Yes.
I was thinking more of tinfoil claws. Like.
Yes.
And the shark teeth. I don't know how we're going to manage the shark teeth, but yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well, yeah.
Dentures?
What?
Well, there's the Halloween things. They're all going on sale, so you guys can totally
Yeah,
we
gotta go crazy now and just go get everything 50% off and save
Well,
up.
Michael's doing a 70% off sale, so I'm totally gonna go as soon as I'm done with the chat to get myself some fake teeth.
I'm actually I just can't see.
Sounds good. All right, thank you, Patty. We really enjoyed the book, and we're looking forward to reading the rest of them and just doing this again because this was really fun.
Yes.
And thank you for whoever's watching. We appreciate it. Good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.